Welcome, flames, the rolling hills of Dunsany, where ghosts of tales past haunt our hallowed halls. Confound not our play with apparitions of light and sound, metal-banded evil, that are left out of hand and heart henceforth. Offend not our men with food and merriment, drink too scarce, water itself not bound in crime. Look not to appease King Duncan, but find thy fellows in arms, crossward honor bound. In direst happenstances remain thou calm. Proceed swiftly arm in arm as kinsmen. Listen close to the theater master here. In a breath, I welcome thee to Macbeth.
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth.
Aye, come, Grey Malkin.
Paticles.
Anon.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report to seamen by his plight of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broilers thou didst leave it. Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless Macdonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplied villainies of nature do swarm upon him. And fortune, on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore, but all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, unseamed him from the knave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlement.
Ah, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
Mark, king of Scotland, Mark. No sooner justice had with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, than the Norwegian lord, with new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows the eagles were the hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were, as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. But I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee, as well as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go, give him sergeant. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste looks through her eyes. So should she look that seems to speak things save the king.
Whence came so, worthy thing?
From fight for great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold, Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
And now Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he disperse it at 10 columns inch, $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I, aroint thee witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve, I'll thin her sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a ring.
Thou kind.
And I another.
And I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the corners that they know in the shipman's yard. I'll drain him dry as hay, sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He'll live a man forbid. Weary, 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine, though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked and homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are aught. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once her choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can, what are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth and greater, not so happy and much happier.
Thou shalt get kings though thou be none, so all hail Macbeth and Banquo! Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? And Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you're the strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted deed you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted his breath into the wind.
Were such
There it stayed.
things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
I am Thane of Cawdor too. Unto not so.
to the self-same tune and words. Oh, who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend, which should be thine or his. Silence with that. In viewing all the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make, strange images of death, as thick as tail, came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and pour them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which edition? Hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears the life, which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both, he labored in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital confessed and proved have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. Do you not wish your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you into the crown, besides Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles to betrays in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, pray you.
Truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If ill, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look, our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why, chance will crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour runs to the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Come, let's toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at a better time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Well then enough. Come, friends.
His execution done on Cawdor.
My liege, very frankly, he confessed his treasons. Nothing in his life became him like believing it.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay. Welcome hither! I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hath no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
Ere if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know, we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, who will be named hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I'll make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach, so humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step in which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him. It is a peerless kinsman.
vital knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, "Hail, King that shalt be!" This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win, thou'st have, great Glamis. That which cries thus thou must do, if thou have it, and which the rather thou dost fear to do, than wishes should be undone, hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Oh, thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who word so, but have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe-top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief, come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold, hold. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that tomorrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put the night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear, to alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet does approve by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle where they most breed and haunt, I have observed.
The air is delicate.
See our honored hostess? The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank is love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, and every point twice done, and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness' pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his Circe's success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commands the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath worn his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued, against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed, upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the end. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale, and what it did so freely? From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own acts and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not, wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the attic.
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums, and dashed the brains out had I so sworn, as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains, will I with wine and wassail so convince, that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies as in a death
What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only. Thy undaunted metal shall compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have smeared with blood those sleepy two, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend Epi's corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. A heavy summon lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain me in cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
Oh, a friend.
What, sir? Not yet addressed. The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great larges to your offices. This done, he greets your wife withal by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress when my drink is ready. She struck upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation? Proceeding from the heat oppressed brain. I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade indulgent gouts of blood, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Now o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtain's sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, and thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Now sure and firm-set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk for fear. The very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time. Whilst I threat he lives, words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for 'tis a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What ho?
Alack,
I'm afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark. I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss him. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I'd done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended.
Aye.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Don't open.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, that they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amend the other. As they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Considerate not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Mom set the murdered sleep, therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? My worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. To look on't again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Huh. Whence is that knocking? Thou is't with me when every noise appalls me. What hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Carnadine, making the green one red!
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then your constancy hath left you unattended? Hark, or knocking. Yet on your nightstand, let occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Oh, Wick Duncan with thy knocking, and when thou couldst. Here's a knocking indeed.
If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub.
Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins enough about you. Here you'll sweat for it.
Knock, knock. Who's there? In the other devil's name?
Faith, here's an equivocator who could swear in both the scales, against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator.
Knock, knock, knock. Who's there?
Faith, here's an English tailor.
Come hither, for stealing out of a French huge. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose.
Knock, knock, never quiet.
What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon! Anon! I pray you, remember the porter?
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cack. And
Drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and it unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and it disheartens him. It makes him stand to, but not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, that is good, sir. I the very throat on me. I quieted him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him. He took up my legs sometime, yet I made a shift to catch him.
Is thy master stirring? Or knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both. Is the king stirring, worthy name?
Not yet.
Big man, I've almost hit the hour. This is the door. I'll make so bold to call, for it is my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible, of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
It was a rough night. Horror! Horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building. What's you say, the life?
Mean you, his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Bakewell! Malcolm, Donalbain! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep! Death's counterfeit! And look upon death itself! Up! Up and see the great doom's image! Oh, Bakewell, Donalbain! As from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What's the business? With such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house. Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Bakewell, our royal master's murdered.
Whoa, alas! What's in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped. Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, my home!
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all bags with blood, as were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me in my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known?
Help me! Hands!
Oh, lady! Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here where our fate, hid in an auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed.
Let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
So do I.
So all.
So all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet to the hall together.
Well contented.
Well contented.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles, the near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted. And the safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse. And let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left!
Threescore-and-10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifle former knowing.
Ah, good father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act, threatens his bloody stage by the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travailing lamp. It's night's predominance or the day's shade, that darkness does the face of earth entomb, when living light should kiss it.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done on Tuesday last. A falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so. To the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Here comes the good Macduff. There goes the world, sir, now.
Why? See you not?
It's known who did this more than bloody deed.
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still. Thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means, then 'tis most like. The sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scorn, to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardians of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. Out to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. And lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benison go with you and with those that would make good of bad and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird women promised, and I fear thou placed most foully for it.
Yet it was said, it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? Hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we'll hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon.
I, my good lord.
Should have else desired your good advice. This far you ride.
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time, twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, where therewithal we shall have cause of state, craving adroitly. Hie you to horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you.
I, my good lord, our time does call upon.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To keep society the sweeter welcome, ourself will keep till supper time alone. Till then, God be with you. Satan, attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared, as much he dares. And to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he, whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him, then prophet-like hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. Who's there? Ah, was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, have you considered my speeches? Know that it was he, in times past, which held you so under fortune. This I made good to you in our last conference. Passed in probation with you, I your word in hand. How crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might have a soul and notion crazed, say thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Are you so gospeled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men, as hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shucks, water-rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. Now if you have a station in the file, not to the worst rank of manhood, state, and I'll put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health, but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world hath so incensed that I'm reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that it would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy?
True, my lord.
So he is mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight, and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is to your assistance I do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us, though our lives...
Your spirit shine through you? Now I'll advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy the time, the moment ought. For it must be done tonight. And with him, Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. We'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Abide within. I'll call upon you straight. It is concluded. Banquo thy soul's flight. If it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court? Aye, madam, but returns again tonight. Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words. Madam, I will. Not had all spent, for our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord, why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died, with them they think on. Things without our remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love. So I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence with both eye and tongue.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest Banquo and his fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not a turn.
There's hope yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, Jewish Chuck. So thou applaud the deed. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill.
Who did he join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely inn. The near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there. Oh! Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile. So he does usually, as all men do, from hence to the palace gate, make it their walk.
A light, a light.
Is he?
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance, fly, fly, fly! Thou mayest repent! Oh, slave!
But who did strike out the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down, the sun is fled!
We have lost best half of our affair!
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know you're on the grease? Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Oh, your majesty!
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but at the best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
Ah, see, they encountered you with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit to the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure the table round.
My royal lords, you do not get the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched, while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence, the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bear without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit?
Here we now, our country's honor roofed, with the graced person of our Banquo present, who we may rather challenge for unkindliness than pity for a mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord.
What is that moves your majesty?
Which of you hath done this?
What royal lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends, my lord is often thus. It hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, I told him that the look of that was like ball the devil.
Oh, proper stuff! This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts. Impostors to true fear would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her granddam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look on a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look! Lo, how say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not speak to! If carnal houses on our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites!
What's quite unmanned in folly!
If I stand here, I saw him!
Fie for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now the olden time, ere humane statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear, the time has been that when the brains were out, the men would die, and there an end. But now they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our stools. Oh, this is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Abort! And quit my sight! Oh, let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. There is no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare at me with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou, like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros and the Hyrcan tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerve shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. Hands, horrible shadow! Upreal my 3 hands! Why, so being gone, I'm a man again. I pray you be still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
How can such things be and overcome us without our special wonder like a summer's cloud? You make me strange, uneven to the disposition that I owe, And now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Good night.
Good night.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, trees to speak, augurs and understood relations have brought forth by magpies, jaws, and rooks the secret's man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayest thou? That Macduff denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him?
I will send. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters. Now I'm bent to know by the worst means, the worst. I'm in blood, stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning where as tedious as go o'er.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, what's asleep? We are yet but young indeed.
I have now headache. Look angrily. Have I not reason, beldams as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the master of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art, and which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now, get you go, and at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning, thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. And for the air this night I'll spend unto a dismal and fatal end. Great busyness must be brought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that, distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes, gold, wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. I'm cold. My little spirit seed sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again. My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret farther. Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Mary, he was dead, and the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if to please you, Fleon's killed, for Fleon's fled. Men must not walk too late. And who cannot want the thought how monstrous it were for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Damn it, fact! How it did grieve Macbeth! Did he not straight, in a pious rage, the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not this nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say, he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, and as it please heaven he should not, they should find what 'twere to kill a father, so should Flameless. But peace, for from broad words, because he fails his presence of a tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that to malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, with him above, to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feast and banquets bloody knives, give faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute, sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums as who should say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
And that well might advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this, our suffering country, under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed. Thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harpier cried, 'tis time, 'tis time. Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails grow. Toad that under cold stone, days and nights are 31. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fill it of a fairy snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, rule of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. Pour a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of the raven, salt sea shark, root of hemlock, digging in the dark, slivered in the moon's eclipse, snout of swine and serpent's lips, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel all thick and smooth. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done! I commend your pace. Now everyone shall share the games. Now go about the cauldron, sing!
like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret midnight hags? What is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. How are you come to know it? Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand.
We'll answer.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth! Beware, Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me! Enough! Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth! Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm. Macbeth! Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care, who chase, who fret, where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
Shall Banquo's issue of a reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more. Seek to know no more.
I won't be satisfied.
Seek to know no more.
Seek to know no more.
Where are they? Gone. Come in! Without there!
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters.
No, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride. And damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse. Who else came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that sent word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest to my dread exploits. The castle of Macduff will I surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitor.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife. To leave his babes in such a place where one himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants a natural touch. For the poor one, the most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, your husband is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. Cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear. I take my leave of you, my pretty cousin. Blessing upon you.
Father he is, and yet he is fatherless.
I am so much a fool, should I stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. And how wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again. Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Oh, good now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he would not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkst.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not too known. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. You will take a simple one's advice. Be not found here. Hence with your little ones. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometimes accounted a dangerous folly. Why then, alas? Do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified that such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor!
Thou liest! Thou staggered villain!
Oh, what you egg, young fry of treachery!
He has killed me, mother! Wait, I pray you! No! Murder!
Let us seek out some desolate shade in there, leave our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and like good men bestride our downfall and birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds, as if it felt with Scotland, and yelled out like a syllable of dolor.
What I believe, I'll wail. What no believe in, what I can redress. As I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you've spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant you so named blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well, he hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a poor, weak, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are still bright, though the brightest fell.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why, in that rawness, left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave taking, I pray you let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country! Great tyranny lay thou thy base ashore, for goodness dare not check thee where thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended, I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England I have offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, by him that shall succeed.
What shall he be?
It is myself, I mean.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons and your maids could not fill up the cisterns of my lust. and my desires, all continent impediments would bear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth in such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. This hath been the untimely emptying of a happy throne and fall to many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many, as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
But this here grows in my most ill-composed affection, such a staunchless avarice that were I king, I would cut off the nobles for his lands, desire his jewels, and this other's house and mine more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more. That I should forge quarrels unjust between the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust. And it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will. All these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet milk of Concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
Such a one be fit to govern. Speak! I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live, O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of the throne by his own interdiction stands accursed and does blaspheme his breed, thy royal father was a most sainted king. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatst upon thyself hath banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous taste. But God above dealeth between thee and me. For even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here observe the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to women. Never was forsworn. Scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith. Would not betray that devil to his fellow. And delight no less in truth than in life. My first false speaking was this upon myself, but I am truly is thine, and thy poor country's to command. Whither, indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward, and 10,000 warlike men already on a point to a setting off. Now, we'll together, and the chance of goodliness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that say his cure. Their malady convinces the great essay of art, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hands. They presently amend.
I think you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil. A most miraculous work of this good king, which often, since my here remained in England, I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven himself best knows, but strangely visited people all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery. He cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers, and 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue he hath the heavenly gift of prophecy. Sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See, who comes here?
My countryman, yet I know her not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, it cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rent the air are made not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy, the dead man's knell is there scarce asked, for who and good men's lives expire, where the flowers in their caps dying, or ere they sicken.
A relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
Not my children.
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good steward and 10,000 men.
But I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern then? Is it the general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No, the main part pertains to you alone.
Well, if it be mine, keep it not from me quickly. Let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven. What man? Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erfraught heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must speak from thence! My wife killed too?
I have sent.
Oh, be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children! What, oh my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite! Oh! What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. Or I must feel it as a man. Did heaven look odd? It would not take their part. Oh, sinful Macbeth! They were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blanch not the heart and raise it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens cut short all intermissions, front to front. Ring thou, this fiend of Scotland, myself within my sword's length. Set him. And if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come! Go we to the king. Our power is ready. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since his majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effect of watching. Besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, their sense is shut.
What is it she does now?
It is an accustomed action with her, seen thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour. Yet, here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Ouch, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky! Fire, my lord, fire! A soldier and a feared? What need we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Here's the smell of blood. Still, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
This disease is beyond my practice.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their dead pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her so good night. My mind she has made it and amazed my sight. I think but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor. English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his Uncle Seward, and the good Macduff.
Revenges burn in them for their dear causes, which the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood. What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do call it a valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. Those he commands move only in command. Nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief. Who then shall blame him when his pestered senses recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of this sickly wheel, and pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
For so much as it needs to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Think we are marched towards Burnham!
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear.
Sir, there's 10,000
geese,
villain soldiers, sir.
What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul! Thy linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, wave face?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence! Satan! I'm sick at heart when I behold Satan, I say! My way of life is fallen into the seer, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age is honor, love, obedience, troops of friends. I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not administer to a mind diseased? Pluck from memory a rooted sorrow? Raise out the written troubles of the brain? And with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Wherein the patient must minister to himself.
Oh, throw the physic to the dogs, I'll none of it.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Ah!
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery ere and report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope. Both more and less have given him the revolt. And none serve with him but constrained things, whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts, speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues, strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Hang out our banners in the upward walls! The cry is still they come. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home! What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgotten the taste of fears. I've supped full of horrors. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord,
is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all of our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it. As I did stand by watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar! A knave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thy speech be false, upon the next tree shall thou hang alive till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like the truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. Arm, arm, and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence, nor tarrying here. Begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now, near enough! Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all your trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No. Who thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell?
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, a poor tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
Thou wast born of woman. With swords I smile at, and weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of a woman born.
No stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched curds whose arms are high to bear their stays. Even thou, Macbeth! My sword in unbattered edge. Sheath again undeeded. There thou shouldst be. Oh, but this great clatter, one of greatest notes, seems brooded. Let me find him fortune. More I beg not.
This way, my lord! The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle!
Why should I play the Roman fool and die upon mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back! My soul is too much charged with the blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou a bloodier villain than turns could give thee out.
Thou losest labor! As easy mayest thou the entrenched air with thy keen sword impress, as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born!
Spare thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macbeth was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, and keep the word of promise to our ears and break it to our hopes. I'll not fight with thee!
Yield thee, coward! Live to be the show in the gaze of the time. We'll have you, as our rarer monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with a rabble's curse. Though Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries hold enough!
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great today as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid his soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought. But like a man, he died.
And he is dead.
Aye, and brought off the fields. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death.
He's worth more sorrow than that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King! So thou art, behold, where stands the usurper's person. The time is free. I see thee encompassed with thy kingdom's pearl. I speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be newly planted with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self in violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us by the grace of grace we will perform and measure time and place. So thanks to all at once and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone!